Weirdly, I'm back at the prison that we used as exteriors for the first two series of Bad Girls, and just behind where the camera is now, I used to walk the prisoners out for exercise. We used to walk up and down some of these aisles. That's just the sound of a, I don't know, somebody, turns out the rooms, cleans the rooms down, because it's now turned into Malmaison, this amazing hotel, and it's extraordinary. It's still exactly the same in terms of its structure. They've kept all the same ironwork, the same plasterwork, the bricks, even the doors to the cells. So it's actually quite spooky for me to come back here, because I feel it's like I'm kind of walking back into a kind of weird dream, that suddenly the prison has turned into this wonderfully exotic luxury hotel. So it's 1999, I think we did the first series. 2000, I would have finished filming here probably 2001. And I think by that time, yeah, I'd been glassed in the stomach by Shell Dockley. I'd raped her twice, and I think I killed someone else. But I'm actually quite a nice man, really, honestly. But here in Oxford, I'm doing Warden Stammus in Shawshank Redemption, which is another prison drama, and playing another warden, so which is quite interesting. But this guy talks like that. He's from the deep south. He's a Bible thumping, kind of good old boy. And it's interesting because Jim Fenner was a pretty nasty piece of work. But this guy's different. It's different, but similar in a way, I suppose. But yeah, it's weird being here. It's rather wonderful, I have to say.
Hello. I don't think my character's experienced this kind of luxury in 20 years. He's been in the penitentiary. I'm Ben, by the way. Yes, Ben ONWUKWE, playing Red in the Shawshank Redemption. And I think this is quite fitting sitting here, because this was once a cell in the Oxford prison, and Shawshank Penitentiary is a prison, and my character Red has been there for 20 years. I won't go into any details about his crime, but he's there for what looks like life. And he gets to meet Andy Dufresne, who actually, it turns out, is innocent of the crime he's meant to have committed. So the relationship forms over a series of different time lapses in the play, as it happens in the film. And anyway, I'm just luxuriating in this rather fancy hotel room, which is set in a prison, which is probably a huge contrast to where Red has to stay in the Shawshank Penitentiary, because he does have a scene where he talks about solitary confinement, which is probably what he had experienced a few times, and it's a pretty desperately dingy basement cell that they experience for 40 days and 40 nights, if not more, depending on their misdemeanor in the prison. But the challenge for me as a London actor was to inhabit a part created by Morgan Freeman, who, as everybody knows, is one of the coolest men on screen. So I've chosen a path whereby, as the character on stage, actually narrating the story of their relationship and the evolution of their evolving relationship, I get to tell the story. So in fact, I try and tell it with a bit more vitality and verve. I found, rewatching the film, as much as we adore Morgan Freeman, there's a kind of laconic nature to his delivery that somehow makes him seem as if he's resigned to his being the eternal prisoner. But I make Red a little bit more feisty, a bit more not at ease with the fact that he's in this place for this length of time. When one of the characters is finally exonerated, it's a long word, I know, but he hadn't committed a crime. And although Red has dealt with the fact that he was absolutely guilty of the crime he committed, he finally accepts that, in essence, as a lot of prisoners have said since the dawn of time, they're essentially good people that have done something wrong. And the quest for society is to find a way of dealing with incarceration when you know a criminal has committed something. How do you deal with that? Do you lock them up forever? Or do you find a way of incarcerating them for a period of time so that slowly the goodness that's usually at the essence of that person is allowed to emerge? This play allows us to realize that about people.